moment there is some sensation or the other. And the deepest level of the mind is constantly in touch with these sensations. Whether you are asleep or you are awakened, 24 hours it is in contact with the body sensations. Like you are in deep sleep, when you say in deep sleep, it is only your conscious mind which has gone in deep sleep. The so-called unconscious is always conscious of the body sensations, always conscious. A mosquito has come and bitten, the unconscious, the so-called unconscious immediately feels unpleasant sensation, drives away the mosquito, kills the mosquito. Still unpleasant sensation is there, will scratch and rub, and like this whole night mosquitoes will come, bite, and you won't know, your conscious mind won't know. That shows there is a big barrier between the conscious and the unconscious. Similarly, when you are awakened, your unconscious mind will be busy with objects outside at a very gross level. But the unconscious, the so-called unconscious, it is the conscious which remains all the time busy with the outside object. The unconscious is constantly in contact with the body sensation and it keeps on reacting. There is a pressure somewhere, it reacts. There is a pain somewhere, it reacts. There is itching somewhere, it reacts. That reaction is continuous. That has become the habit pattern of your unconscious mind. Unless you change this habit pattern at the deepest level, you are not coming out of your misery. Not coming out of your misery. You are just trying to amend the branches, the twigs, the leaves, the flowers, the fruits of the tree. But the root is decaying, is unhealthy. So long as the root is unhealthy, your tree can never become healthy. Your conscious mind can never become healthy so long as the unconscious remains unhealthy. So Buddha found out that we have to work with the deepest unconscious level of the mind. This is what you started doing. If this point remains in your mind all the time, that I have to work with the deepest level of your mind, there are many other techniques, many other kinds of meditations. We are not here to condemn them. But so far as this technique is concerned, straight away it starts working with the depth of the mind. And if you miss that depth of the mind, our purpose is not served. Because the process of multiplication continues, sankhara after sankhara. Every moment you generate a sankhara of craving or aversion, and all the time a sankhara of ignorance, you don't know what is happening. This is misery. Every sankhara is a misery. Multiplication is there. In the outside world also, in the world of vegetation, this process of multiplication is there. So also deep inside, process of multiplication is there. And there is a way to stop this multiplication and change this habit pattern. Like outside world, a small seed of a banyan tree. In tropical countries we have a very huge tree, banyan tree, very tiny seed, size of a sesame. This small tiny seed contains this huge banyan tree. You plant it, a tree comes out which grows so huge, and it stays for centuries, very long life. One seed has started giving fruits. Every season, hundreds upon hundreds of fruits. And so many centuries, fruits after fruits, millions of fruits, one seed only. However long life this tree may have, a time will come when it will become old, will decay, will die, fall down, no more fruits. At the apparent level, one may say that one seed has given millions of fruits, but after all, the story ended. The story does not end. The multiplication continues. Understand how it continues. The seed that one planted and this huge banyan tree, fruits it started giving. The law of nature is such. You don't have any fruit which does not contain the seed of the same quality, one or more. Every fruit will contain seed. And again this seed contains a huge banyan tree. And millions of fruits, millions of seeds, and every seed has got a huge banyan tree. Oh, endless process of multiplication, endless process of multiplication. But nature has also helped to understand that how this process can be stopped. It is true, every seed has one huge banyan tree. But this seed requires a fertile soil. It requires water. It requires fertilizer, manure. You throw it on a rocky land, It can't grow. Banyan tree cannot come out of it. But our difficulty is that these seeds of sankharas, millions of them are coming because of our seed that we planted once. So many are coming now. And we keep on giving good fertilizer to every seed that comes. Keep on giving very fertile soil to them. Oh, my sankhara, you keep on growing. Oh, my misery, you keep on growing, you keep on growing, you keep on growing. What ignorance. This is what one keeps on doing. Like one carries a tank full of gasoline, petroleum. One spark comes from outside, comes in contact with it, and a big explosion, huge explosion. Thousands upon thousands of new sparks, without understanding that every spark that you generated now will bring hundreds and thousands of sparks in return. And then again, every spark that comes, you will be giving all that gasoline again. Multiply, multiply, multiply. At the intellectual level, one understands this multiplication is so dangerous for me. I should not generate sankharas. Every sankhara is so harmful. Every sankhara is multiplication of my misery. And yet, it is merely an intellectual understanding. Unless you practice properly at the level of sensation, you can't come out of it. One knows very well, somebody is bringing fire towards me to burn me. The best thing is that I keep my water hose ready. When he comes, I open my water hose and extinguish the fire immediately. That one understands at the intellectual level. But at the actual level, somebody is bringing fire. I open my petrol pump. Burn, burn. I throw a bucket full of petrol over him. You burn, I burn, both of us burn. And later on you realize that was so wrong. I should not have done that. When fire was brought towards me, I should have used water to extinguish it, not the petrol. And you go to your God Almighty, to this God, that God, Goddess, and pray, I made a mistake. Please excuse me, I made a mistake. Next time, the same mistake. Next time, the same mistake. You're not coming out of it. It doesn't help. Because you don't know what is happening deep inside. Deep inside, there is always this volcanic eruption, always this negativity, the reaction of negativity, and you can't come out of it unless you start observing the sensations on the body. You have to feel the sensation, one important part of the technique. You must make your mind so sharp, so sensitive that you feel the sensations. And another part of the mind, another part of the technique, remain equanimous. Remain equanimous. Don't react. Don't react. Keep on understanding. This is anicca. This is anicca. And this is not a false belief. Don't accept because Buddha said so. Don't accept because the tradition says so. With your own experience, you find things arise. Sooner or later, they pass away. They arise, they pass away. They arise, they pass away. When everything gets dissolved, then arising and passing is with great rapidity. But the same technique, the same reality, arising, passing is there. It is anicca. It is impermanent. It is impermanent. And like this, you start changing the habit pattern at the deepest level of your mind. That is very important. One has to understand this.